Good morning, class. Good to see all of you again after your presentation. We haven't met, but this morning we are here to quickly round up and treat just two subtopics that would be very crucial in your exam. So I want you to take this topic seriously. So this morning we want to look at how to segment the market, the variables that we can use to segment the market. When we talk about segmentation, we are referring to classifying or grouping the market into various categories by using certain criteria. So we want to group people with similar characteristics into various categories, and we want to use certain criteria. The first criteria we want to talk about is geographics. Geographics. And it calls for dividing the market into different groups such as nations, areas, countries, regions, etc. It is mainly based on location. When we talk about geographics, we are mainly talking about location. So we segment the market based on location. So if you look at some products and as we were saying, we are segmenting the market based on geographics. So we are going to use location. If you are selling a product and you are based at East Legon, you realize that the price will be different from if you are based at Choco. Nothing has changed about the product. The only thing that changes is the location, and the location determines the price. So if you take roasted plantain at Tema Station may cost one slice may cost 50 pesos. But if you come to East Legon, you'll be surprised to find out that the same roasted plantain, same size, will cost maybe 1 cedi 50 pesos or even 1 cedi. What has changed? The location has changed. So we segment the market using demographics. You can either use area, you can use the region, you can use the country, etc., etc. If you look at houses at let's say Amasaman or Kaswa may be less expensive than houses at Osu. The same dilapidated house that is going for dollars in Osu will not go for anything beyond, let's say, 500 Ghana at Kaswa. What has changed? Location. So we use demographics to segment the market. Another variable we use to segment the market is demographics. Demographics. And what is demographics? It is studying the population according to some selected characteristics. Studying the population according to some selected characteristics. So you can use age, you can use sex, you can use income level, marital status, educational background, occupation, etc. to segment the market, demographics. So um, you can say that what I am selling is only for women and is only for women above a certain age. That is demographics. What I'm selling can only be bought for those within a certain income bracket. Those within a certain income bracket. So you can segment the market based on those who earn, let's say, 500 to 1 million, 500 to 1,000, and then 1,000 to 1,005. So those who fall within certain categories can buy the products and services. It means that if you don't fall within that category, you can't buy or patronize my service. So if you go to East Legon to wash your hair, you are likely to pay maybe 100 or 150 Ghana just for washing. If you come to Labadi to wash your hair, maybe you pay 10 cedis or 20 cedis. What has changed? The location. It's all washing. But you agree with me that if you go to East Legon, maybe the products that they may use may be more expensive. The ambience and the service that will be rendered will be totally different from what you get at Labadi. So we use income level. So if you go into certain areas, you realize that the products there are different. There are some products that you will not even get in certain areas. Do you agree? And there are some products that are well patronized in certain areas. For example, if you are a hairdresser and you braid, you are likely to get more money if you are located in a particular area than another. Why? Because the people there belong to a certain socioeconomic status, and they are part of a certain occupation, and they belong to a certain social class. So that is it. Demographics. You can use age, you can use sex, you can use religion, you can use income level, you can use your occupation, etc. That is demographics. Another variable is geodemographics. That is combining the geographical location and the demographics. So it's based on the relationship between demographics and geographics. And you find out that in a particular area, let's say Choco, or let's say Osu, or let's say Labadi. If you look at the location, you may find a trend or a certain pattern in that area. So let's say Labadi, you find out that the socioeconomic status is low. Most of the people are not highly educated. Maybe they get to secondary school, SHS, or most of them get to JHS and they tell you I finished school. And so they have a certain income level because if you finish school at JHS, how much can you earn? And so their income levels are low. You find out that most of them are young but already have a number of children. They are young but they already have a number of children. I mean, I'm sure you will find a lady who is 30 years and still living in that environment and does not have a child. I mean, she would be one out of many. So that is what we call the geodemographics. So you look at the location and you look at the demographics. You look at the age, you look at the sex, you look at the income level, you look at the occupation. I'm sure when you go to Labadi, you will find very few people who are highly educated or very few people who occupy certain positions or certain, you find very few people who are belong to a certain social class. Definitely, if you belong to a certain social class, you are not likely to live in Labadi. No. The group of people who live there belong to a certain social class. Their behavioral patterns are different. Their lifestyle is different. Their habits are different, etc. So that is what we mean by geodemographics. Then we move on to psychographics. Psychographics has to do with segmenting the market based on lifestyle and personality. So we look at the lifestyle of people and then we categorize them and we offer products and services to satisfy those needs. So, for example, um, you have, you know, that every Sunday there are a group of people who go and play golf, and after golf, they end up at an Omotuo bar. So, those people have a certain kind of lifestyle. And the one operating the Omotuo bar would also make sure that she provides services to satisfy those group of people. So you find out that they provide live bands. And if you are in the area, you think that there's a party going on or something going on. Nothing. She's just waiting for a group of classy people who play golf because golf belongs to, or golf is played by those who belong to a certain social class. So she's waiting for them to finish playing their golf, come to her restaurant in their white shirts, white polo t-shirt, white shorts, their sneakers white, their socks white, and their cap, and come to her outfit or her outlet to eat omoktuo and drink beer. And at the end of the day, they dance to the live band, and then they go home tired. So you segment the market based on lifestyles and personality, psychographics. And the last variable we want to talk about is the behavioral segmentation. That is grouping people and their buying behavior based on festivities. So we look at how people behave on special occasions. We know that Valentine people buy chocolate. So you look out for products that people buy on Valentine. These days we buy roses. We buy red roses. We buy perfumed roses. We buy teddy bears, white and red. We buy even the chocolate craze has faded. We buy chocolates and what else? Young girls, tell me, and the boys, tell me what you buy on Valentine's Day. So we segment based on behavior. So we predict that, oh, it's Valentine is fast approaching and people are likely to buy these products and services. Or we say that Mother's Day or Father's Day or whatever day, these are the things that people buy, and therefore we segment the market to satisfy their needs and wants with those products and services. So we have mentioned five variables. We've mentioned the geographics, we mentioned geodemographics, we've mentioned demographics, psychographics, and the behavioral segmentation. So these are the five variables that we use to segment the market. As marketers, we know what segmentation means. We don't believe that everybody belongs to the masses. No, there are people with special needs. We must segment the market and offer products and services to satisfy those needs and wants. I hope that is clear. Now we finally want to look at the processes that consumers go through to buy or to make a purchase decision. We all know that consumers are the final users of a product. So you and I are consumers, and we go through a process. We don't just get up and go and buy. You'll be amazed that before we make a purchase, we go through a process. And that is what we want to consider today. The first stage is known as the need recognition. Need recognition. That is where the consumer comes to the realization that he needs or she needs something, a product or a service. So the need recognition. It can be triggered by internal or external stimuli. Triggered by internal or external stimuli. So you can just be sitting there, no, then you feel hunger pangs, and you say, I'm hungry. That is a need recognition. The hunger pangs tell you that you are hungry. So you better get up and go and get some food to satisfy that need, which is hunger. So it can be triggered by internal stimuli, or it can even be triggered by external. You are there, no, then you can smell the aroma of bread, or cake, or jollof, or somebody's cooking Kobe. And say, all of a sudden you feel hungry, or you are walking by the roadside and you see a beautiful car pass by decorated with a beautifully dressed bride at the back. You say, oh, what am I, when shall I also get married? All along you didn't know you were married, you were not married, so you saw that car pass. So the need recognition. Or you see a nice sleek Benz pass by, you say, oh, when shall I drive, when shall I also buy a car? But all along you've been working, you've been working. So it is the external stimuli that has triggered the need. And so you've gone through that process. Now, after going through the need recognition, we have what we call you go out to seek information. Information to help you make a decision. You go out to seek information. So your phone is just disturbing you. It's freezing. You want to go and have online lectures and you can't even access, and the keypad is not even working. You touch, it doesn't touch, it freezes. That's a need recognition. Now you want to buy the phone. You want to go out there to search for information. And this information can be obtained through the various sources. One, personal sources. can be obtained through personal sources, that is your family and your friends. So you ask your brother, he's using an iPhone. Hey, tell me about the iPhone. What are the features? How expensive is an iPhone? And when is the latest one coming out? You can ask your friends or your family. That is what we call personal sources. Two, commercial sources. You can look out for adverts on that product, adverts using the mass media or internet sources on that product. You can also do experiential sources. That means that those who have actually used the product you are looking for, you can, or the product you are interested in, you can ask them how the product fares. So let's say you are going to buy a car and your friend has a car or a similar car. You want to find out the petrol consumption. You want to find out how much he spends on servicing. You want to find out how fast the car can go. That is experiential sources from those who have actually had a taste or used the product. So you move on from need recognition to information search. Information search. Then we have what we call evaluation of alternatives. Evaluation of alternatives. Evaluation of alternatives. So you want to find out the other alternatives that are available. There are lots of alternatives. So the various brands, you want to find out what can I buy? The cars. Just give me the names. You want to buy a Benz, you want to buy a petrol, you want to buy Camry, you want to buy Lexus or whatever. Or you even want to buy a phone. What are the kinds of phones we have? Is it Nokia 3310 you want? Or you want Huawei or Samsung or iPhone or whatever? Evaluation of alternatives. Now, if you get all the brands, then you look at the attributes. What are the advantages of this one over this one? What do I want a phone for? Some of you want phones that you can access your internet on, you can type on, you can take pictures, you can do a whole lot of things. So then you look at the features. What competitive advantage has the iPhone over this? But iPhone, I am so disappointed. I'm not a fan of iPhone because you have to buy everything. I hear you even have to buy your music. And now the latest one does not even come with a charger. Wow, can you imagine? I buy my iPhone, I'm not going to buy a charger too. Well, it's your choice. So you evaluate the alternatives. Then you move on to purchase decision, where you finally make the decision to buy the product. You have evaluated it and you want to buy the product. But just before you buy, you have to assess two situational factors. One, it could be that just when you're about to write the check or pay for the product, a friend comes and says that, no, don't buy that one. It's not good. The last time I bought it, I couldn't enjoy it to the maximum. So the attitude of your friends can deter you from buying. Or just when you were about to make that move, you lost a loved one. Or your tenant, sorry, your landlord decided to reject you because your landlord realized that you want to buy a car. He doesn't have a car. And you want to go and park in his house when he doesn't have a car. He will reject you to go and sleep in the car. So these are situational factors that come up just before you make a purchase. But you can go ahead and make your purchase. And then the last one is post-purchase behavior. After you have bought the product, you have examined the performance of the product, you have used the product. We have what we call post-purchase behavior. How do you behave after using the product or the service? Are you satisfied or you are not satisfied? If you are satisfied, you go out there to tell people about the product. and persuade them to make more purchases. But if you are not satisfied, you go out there and dissuade people from buying the product, and you yourself will not repeat purchase. So the post-purchase decision is exhibited in two ways. Either you buy, you are satisfied, or you are dissatisfied. And it all comes with consequences. So these are the processes that consumers go through in trying to make a purchase decision. They have the need recognition, they have information search, there's evaluation of alternatives, there's post-purchase behavior, there's purchase decision, and then there's post-purchase behavior. So these topics should not be taken lightly because you definitely get questions on them in the exam. I wish you all the best. That during the exam you have 6 questions, you have to answer 3. Definitely you'll get a question on the marketing, what is marketing, or how the marketing landscape has changed due to some factors. You must know what the product is and the product life cycle, um, the various concepts that we learn, branding, packaging, labeling, and then service characteristics. Yes, I think we treated service characteristics. Yes, that a service is intangible. It means that we can't touch, we can't feel, we can't handle a service. A service is perishable. It means that if you don't enjoy the service, you can't say that I'm keeping the service, I'll come back for it. A service is perishable. A service is inseparable. It means that you can't separate the service from the service provider. You can't separate the service from the service provider. And then the last one is that a service is variable. So the same service cannot be rendered at another time. Today I am teaching you, I am in a happy mood. It doesn't mean that tomorrow when you come, I'll still be happy and be laughing all over. It depends on who is providing the service, when the service is being provided, where the service is being provided, and how the service is being provided. So when today is 29th, I haven't been paid. So if you can't ask me plenty questions, I'll be angry at you because there's no money in my pocket. But if you come after first and I've been paid, whether you like it or not, money brings about excitement. If I have money to buy everything, I'll be happy. Even if you're asking me all the questions you shouldn't be asking, I'll still have patience. I'll be tolerant to answer all the questions. So when it's very, very important. And then where is the service rendered? Lectures are supposed to be rendered in the lecture room, my dear. No other place than the lecture room. So don't go to odd places for lectures. No, assignments are supposed to be submitted in the lecture room, not at the car park. So where is very, very important, and how is the service rendered? How? Very, very important. So a service is intangible, a service is inseparable. If I come to the bank and the teller is nice to me, I say, oh, what a good service. If I come to the lecture and I enjoy the lecture, I say, oh, what a good lecturer. But the lecturer rendered a service, which is teaching. So a service is inseparable. You can't separate the service provider from the service. Then a service is invariable. It means that it changes. It changes, like I said, depending on some factors, it is being rendered, when it is being rendered, how it is being rendered, and what is even being rendered. A service is variable. And then the last one is a service is perishable. It means that I can't store the service. It's not like a product where you can store the service, but this one you can't store the service. So you should have seen the doctor. You couldn't see the doctor. The doctor booked an appointment and waited for you. That service is gone. And for some services, once you book, you even pay for the missed service because the dentist sat in his or her office and waited for you. You didn't have the courtesy to cancel the appointment. So the dentist sat down and waited for you, and you never came. So you pay for my wasted time. So the service is perishable. So these are some characteristics of a service. And I want you to know and take heed of them. And you should be able to narrate any encounter you've had, any service encounter you've had, and then discuss the characteristics. So you went to the barber, what happened? Tell me. You went to the salon, what happened? You went to the restaurant, you went to the hotel, you went for a conference, you went to the hospital, you went to a library. Tell me what happened, the service encounter, and then discuss the characteristics of that encounter, that service. So with this, you should be able to get your 3 questions to answer. All questions carry equal marks. Make sure when you are done, upload your answers and submit. Upload and submit. The first years especially, upload and make sure you have submitted your work. Otherwise, there will be no script to mark and there will be no marks to assign. I wish you all the best, and I hope that next semester we'll meet face to face and have more interactions. Enjoy the rest of the week and prepare adequately for your exam and write well. All the best. Bye for now.